Hi all, Lawrence here. I just wanted to go ahead and walk you guys around our 2004 Damon Challenger real quick to show you some of the things that we've done to it. On the outside, we really haven't done a whole lot yet, and we don't plan to. We plan to maybe go ahead and give it a good zep and clean, but overall it's pretty much the way it was when we bought it. We have made some changes on the inside though, and if you come with me, I'll go ahead and show you around. This used to be sort of a really large box that came down sort of here and came around, and it was covered in vinyl. So I went ahead and removed that box completely and put in a new one which does not have the angle exactly of the other ones, but it goes straight up and down. And what we're using it for is to keep our wireless printer for when we're on the road. It's nice and big on the inside. Simple hold to the back will make an electrical connection to there. It's really going to make a usable space out of what was originally the television space, and it wasn't a very usable television because when you sat down in the couch you really had to crane your neck. What we've done is, you can see, I went ahead and ran the wiring here, and what this wiring does is it covers up the cabling. And I ran it behind the valances, and again, those valances are new. I went ahead and created new valances, and my wife covered them. And then they go to the television. Now, the way the television is done, it is, right now, it's hooked on with bungee cords. And obviously, you take off the bungee cords to watch the television, and it is held onto the back with a brace that I placed against the wall, and it's got an articulating arm. New fire extinguishers with dual sensors on them, and also carbon monoxide sensors. And then down underneath, by the driver's side, is another fire extinguisher. So there's the driver's side cup holder, and over here is the passenger side cup holder. Now, one thing to note about these cup holders is they're a brand called the Mugger. We got it on Amazon. They were about $6 each. And what these cup holders allow you to do is just go ahead and screw them on. And you can use it like a normal cup holder. This articulates in and out, and it holds the cup pretty well during driving, which I've found to be great. The next thing it does is this folds up and out of the way. And because of this little lip right here, you can put a normal coffee mug onto this cup holder, which is a really nice feature. And then when you're done with them, they fold up and out of the way. We put in new seats, and I'll make sure I put the link to where we got these seats into the show notes, or might even link them here below. We also replaced the recliners that were in place with this sofa. Now, this sofa fits into place, and I'll make sure I put the link on where we got it in the show notes. And the cushions come off, and it folds out into a fold-out bed, which inflates, which is really nice. So I've got another two of the Mugger cup holders, one on one side of the passenger's couch, and the other in the other one. And those ones are in tan to match the interior a little better. More of the valances, which were recovered. We also took off the day-night shades, gave them a good wash and OxiClean, and then rehung them. And then this is a good example of how we took all the shiny gold that was in the RV. I took it off and sandblasted it, and then refinished it with a brushed nickel. In this case, I also took the clear glass globe and sandblasted it, which gave it a nice sort of frosted look. All the gold trim, hardware rather, in the RV was done this way. That way it matches. My wife picked out some cushion material and then sewed and covered new cushions. And I went ahead and took this top that I bought from IKEA for about, I think it was about $90. Made some trestle legs for it and fitted it in place. That way we have a nice sturdy tabletop. The cutoff from the tabletop ended up going to the side of the sink. And with this cutoff, what I did was attach some hinges onto it. These hinges can be folded up with one hand. There's two which fold underneath. The second one's not up right now, I'm just doing the one. They fold up and down. And they actually create a quite sturdy surface. Moving on from the side of the sink to the actual sink itself. Here we made a fairly drastic change. Took the countertop that was in place, which was a pretty dingy sort of brown countertop, and actually did not replace it, resurfaced it with Rust-Oleum countertop transformations. So we took out the sink that was in place, which was a plastic sink. I replaced it with a stainless steel sink. I went ahead and made a bamboo cutting board. And what this hole does is it allows you to catch your juices for disposal or other uses. This monk's bench, which is behind the passenger seat. As you can see right now, it's in table mode. The monk's bench with its tabletop removed creates some additional seating with a nice padded seat. The seat comes off, and underneath is additional storage. The first set of storage is for our two laptops. When this piece is lifted up, even more storage is shown. Moving further back takes us into the bathroom area. As I recovered the countertops in the bathroom, much in the same way I did the kitchen. The next thing I did was I recovered the sink itself with a white epoxy, and then added a new faucet. The shower itself also got a new coat of epoxy, and we still need to put in the shower that we've gotten. The shower surround itself is no longer a shiny gold. It's now a brushed nickel silver. The last changes in the bathroom area happen in the toilet. First, there's a robe hook added, a new Dometic 310 toilet, and the carpet box that was around the toilet I completely took off and redid and painted to give us some shelf space. And here it's very apparent that we painted the RV. It's actually painted throughout the entire thing over top of the wallpaper, but it's a little hard to tell just because the walls have things on them. We scrubbed everything down with hot soapy water. After that, we did a TSP scrub to take away any residue. Finally, we primed and then painted the walls. The final place we changed the RV on the inside was back in the bedroom area. First, this wall was completely taken out and rebuilt, extending it by another 9 inches. Then all of the switches and the slide controls that were on the other side of the wall, I rewired to put on this side. The reason why is we took out the wardrobes that were in place and added in 2 bunk beds. We also took the original television that was in the front and I wired it in with the DirecTV box and added it to the back, along with a new dual sensor fire extinguisher and a carbon monoxide detector. Because we removed the wardrobe and we were a little concerned about storage space, I took out a little cabinet like this, which was on the far side of the bed, and added in some hanging storage. As you can see, it matches the RV pretty well, but when you actually walk around, you get 7.5 inches of double storage. Both the bunk beds, at their headboards, have a 12 volt and a 110 system built in, along with storage at the headboard and storage at the footboards, both on top with boxes that won't fall out because they're underneath a lip, and toy boxes down beneath. For privacy, curtains can be pulled across. Finally, the bottom bunk folds up. And underneath there's additional storage here, here, and shoe storage underneath. This bunk also folds up so that the slide can be closed down completely without interfering with the bed. Here's the slide in place underneath the bed. I really struggled with trying to find out a way to do this without, costing me space or really costing too much money. And this is what I came up with. It means that you can't obviously have the slide closed and use the bottom bunk. However, I don't think we're going to be in that situation too often. Well, thanks for looking, guys. I've really enjoyed showing you guys around. It's been a labor of love to work on this RV, and I'm really looking forward to actually doing our first camping trip in it. We've done a lot of work to it, obviously. My wife has been not just an encouragement, but she's been right in there working with me. And it's helped us turn this RV into what we hope will be a pretty nice livable space for our year-long trip around the country. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to be blogging, but I know we will. And we look forward to meeting lots of you guys around the trip. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you guys watching.